Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. welcome. Microphone check. Looks like everything's working correctly here. Good. All right. Wonderful. Welcome. Hopefully you all have had a fantastic day of trading so far. FOMC stuff is behind us now, so, we still have to deal with election stuff, obviously. But for the most part, looking back at what's been going on for today, we've got some, it's just a giant range, all things considered. It didn't really do much of anything. They tried getting a jump to the upside, held a higher low, rotated back up, but then failed to make a higher high, rolled all the way back down, and then failed to make a lower low, and now we've gone all the way back up and made a higher high. So we've got this gigantic wedge that we're kind of dealing it, and it's trying to break out of it right now. Along with that, there is possibly the wedge bottom, but it's huge. So as far as location wise, it's fairly obvious this market's it's pretty bullish at the moment. Nice continuation to the upside, and buyers going into the end of the day probably looking for that to keep on going. Looking nice and strong too. Great momentum. So we'll see what they want to do, but this is going to be that zone of interest. At the moment, buyers just kind of stalling out. There's not really a ton going on. See if they can get a little more continuation to the upside. Getting pretty heavily detached from this earlier move. It's almost like they're holding a midline in here. Yeah, that stands out pretty pretty obviously. All right, there we go. So we've got some midline resistance kind of working its way through the market. We're sort of around the bottom of it, and man, that 5-minute chart is just nothing but sideways or up. See if the bulls can get a little bit more continuation to the upside. They're trying. Nice bull bar back to the upside. Not really much continuation. If the buyers can lift just a little bit further up, then there may be a nice little breakout move above the highs. This location's just a little awkward. All right, still watching buyers, seeing if they want to rotate. Otherwise, bears are potentially trying to get a breakdown here, and it's looking pretty strong. We're right at the bottom of the channel, and the bottom of the channel does cause some issues, that's for sure. Market's up 2.7%, so going short in general is typically going to be kind of tough. See if they can get a bit more continuation going on here, or what they want to do. Coming into the bottom of the channel and finding buyers kind of pinging it off of that area so far. They really haven't been able to succeed in a whole lot, but they're trying. Which way do they want to go? Bears trying to get that continuation push to the downside. Oh man, big reversal off the lows. I think jumped right back up. Bottom edge of it acting as resistance and trying to get at least, a little bit more movement one way or another. Still creating a bit of a wedge. Fairly obvious to see with that, that really gross kind of looking lower high and higher lows. Just sort of stuck. Stalling out a little bit here. Bulls tried coming in, but, oh man, that's a lot of falling resistance on the way down. I don't know if many, many traders are going to want to take the first attempt on that one. Buyers trying to break higher. Really congested up here. That 12,105 area is a mess. Bears trying to put the pressure back on again. Sellers are trying to get something going here. It's still really far up to want to try to sell. But again, we know, end of the day, all bets are off. The end of the day, a lot of craziness can happen. Big push to the downside from the bears, trying to get underneath the lows. Really trying to get underneath the lows. Wow. This is the retest area. See if sellers want to either take this down again. I mean, we did break outside of that falling resistance, and we've got a leg down. They've got a chance to try to reverse this, but the sellers are also showing some pretty good strength here. And now we wait. Market's not really doing a whole lot at the moment. It's kind of calm, sideways, quiet. Although getting a little bit more momentum to the downside. Buyers will be looking for a reason for longs inside of, I mean, realistically, inside this whole area, this kind of orange box zone. Bulls are going to want to see if they can get some follow-through movement back to the upside here. Big bull pop. See if you can get some form of a double bottom off of this area. Definitely the zone of interest. Buyers are going to be looking to try to get things going from here. This might also be the lows of the channel just widened out a bit, so it still fits one way or the other. Geez, bulls coming in real heavy. Nice pop from underneath that low. To the tick, they're holding the zone of support. Now it's just a matter of seeing if they want to come back or give it something that is, you know, a little bit more not so V-bottom-esque. V-bottoms are nice when you're in them, but very difficult to get in if you're not already. This is a very nice level of support back towards those 12,068s. Also, sellers watching this area to see if there wants to be a subsequent breakdown. Another quick little move lower. Which they're definitely getting. Nice push into this area. Ooh, big rejection back up again. Nice bull bar higher, showing some really good conviction. I like that for a potential long to try to drive that back up, but still early. So really not interested in putting a ton of risk on yet. Still making lower lows, lower highs. Just seeing if they want to give it a little bit of a pop back up. Little pull back to support. Tried buying the bid again on that flush, but I didn't get it. Looking for the bulls to break above that previous bull bar. In a weak bear bar, that's not that big of a deal. First target's off on that pop higher. Looking for secondary targets back towards the moving average makes a lot of sense here, but I mean, if they're willing to try to get things going a little bit further, nah, it's backing up. All right, well, mostly just a scalp on that one. They backed up a little bit too much on that. Look at them, just dump it right back down. It's a quick little hop, but not really ready to kickstart the fire yet, it doesn't seem. A lot of buyers would love to see a higher high, higher low type thing. Possible small little bull channel working its way higher. That's really about it so far, though. A little bit of a washout back down here might be an opportunity for buyers to try to come back in again. It's still pretty early down here, but they've got a shot. Triggering the bears in. Dipping back down towards the lows. Kind of curious to see where this wants to close, if it's going to respect that 12,068.88 or if it's going to break out through it. They closed above it. Still a bear bar. Bulls are definitely trying to gain some emphasis. I'm going to look for a quick long here to try to take this back up again. I like this area, and the risk just isn't very high. It's a nice spot for a lower risk type move, where if it's wrong, it's going to be fairly obvious fairly quick, and if it's right, there should be plenty of upside potential. Bulls just pulling back a little bit here, not giving up by any means. Little bear bar back down that might find some sellers underneath it, but not enough of a reason to want to add or do anything like that. Just waiting to see if this wants to get going or not. I like this for a potential long move, and it's got room to go all the way up towards 12,085s. So there's plenty of room, and it's not really pulling back that far, but if it starts cracking above new highs, then I'm not really willing to let it go back anymore. They didn't break new highs. No break of the highs yet. See if they can get above that. Upside objectives 8250s, right around there. Nice pop. Secondary targets towards the 85s if it wants to keep going. It's a nice little breakout move. There's not a ton of room for continuation because there's a lot of resistance here. Around these 85s, so it's got to try to get it's got to get through this. Still just a little sideways again, bumping around. And that's because we're kind of hitting our head against all this resistance up here. A lot of buyers who did buy that dip from the kind of that orange box area, their targets are going to be floating up here in the 85s, and that's what we're hitting. See if it wants to get a bit more continuation. Still looks like buyers want to try to take it. Really nice support, possible trap low on bar 70. The only thing is time of day. Time of day can cause issues on this kind of movement. Ooh, big push off the top there from the sellers. Are they going to get a bear engulfing? Oof. Now, sellers trying to get underneath that bear bar and failing, that's going to be a pretty big clue. Unless it goes back down and becomes a bear bar. Then it doesn't help. There's the troublemaker again. My cat tried to knock a door over on me, like he's trying to take me out. Just found your channel today. Glad it exists. Well, I'm glad you're here. Thanks. Zicky? Oh God, no! Don't knock my microphone over. See? Troublemakers, cats. I'm gonna lock them out of my office here. Bulls are trying to creep back up, but again, there's a lot of resistance here. And this thing's like a brick wall up on top. I'm on the 5-minute and 2000 tick for the ES and NQ. The 2000 tick on the NQ as well? Okay. Man, I got to imagine those are some pretty heavy bars right now, huh? with this amount of volatility. Sheesh. Every candle on the planet's like 7,000 ticks long right now, though, so. Bears trying to get a push back down again. They're holding the inside of all of that resistance. Man, this is getting pretty gross for the buyers. If they're going to take it, they're going to need to take it back, like, now. So this bull bar is a good sign. Starting to find a little bit of a balance, though. Ooh, nice bull bar back to the upside. Now can they finish the job? They got that push to the upside. There's a lot of resistance up here. They got to put some proof. Hit the gas pedal. That's not the gas pedal, NASDAQ. Hey, I mean, not really. That could have been a lot better. Buyers who did try to buy above that are not going to be happy with that follow through. Yeah, there they all go, jumping ship. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean this is the start of a big move down. This could just be a washout before rotation up. Remember, the day's still up over 2.5%. That bear bar is no joke, though. If bulls are going to hold here, they're going to need a strong bull bar to get the job done. Otherwise, they might just fall apart on themselves. Man, that is a gnarly bull bar right back up again. Holy crap. That's how you reject a low. All right, bulls are showing some pretty good pretty good movement to the upside. It's still creating a situation where they're kind of forcing you to have to buy high, though. So location-wise is could be a lot better. Bear engulfing candle, bull engulfing candle. It's everybody's turn. Bull bar back up, trying to get maybe a little bit more continuation, but now we've got lower highs, higher lows. Kind of mixed up. Last few candles are choppy, sloppy. There's not much going on there. We're starting to get to that tipping point, though. If bulls start taking it much further, then sellers aren't going to hang out anymore. They've been trying to press off of this low for so long. They need to get things moving. Very nice bear bar. An inside bear bar to the downside, trying to rush back down towards support. Jeez. Tap that 68.88 and just like a ping pong ball bounced right off of it. Sellers trying to put the pressure back down again. If the buyers can't start holding this, they might run into some issues here. For the same reason, right? We were talking about them, you know, the sellers becoming impatient. Now the buyers are starting to think, wait a minute. This wasn't supposed to happen. They start questioning why they're long. In the short term, obviously. Just zoom out. It's a pretty obvious reason on the long term. I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to a possible short if it does break down, though, going into the end of the day, the last 30 minutes. Whichever way this decides to go. Oof, man, that was a big flip on the top there. I like this for a possible short to see if this can flush back down towards the lows. I think the buyers lost a lot of steam there. Nice flush, secondary targets. Oh, man, I got filled terribly on the bid there. Oh, that was a nice quick short to the downside, but I hit the bid when it was down at 65s, and I got filled at 67. Oy. Thanks, NASDAQ. Nice continuation move to the downside. Just a quick scalp. I'm not about to hold a short into a major zone of support, but I'm still willing to go short. Inside bull bar. Might be a trap. Follow through is going to be important. Follow through's bad. Short again, looking for another breakdown. See if they can continue it back through the lows. We got stuck on a double bottom. I'm not liking that. I'm out. I don't like how it got stuck there and then bounced right back up again. No thanks. It's not worth the risk. I know it's breaking down. Of course it's breaking down now. But that double bottom bounce back up, I've been bit one too many times by those bad boys. Sellers grinding down towards the low of this support zone. If buyers can't start holding it here, it's going to be game over. Well, not game over, but it's going to get a lot harder for them to hold it going into the end of the day. Buyers are still trying, though. That bare 5 minute, woof. 3 lower highs, that's not good. If the bulls are going to take this, they need to do it now. Starting to break through the bottom of this area. This is where things get a little bit more difficult. Bulls don't want to see them lose this. Nice bull bar off the bottom. Ooh, there might be redemption yet. That's a good bull bar. I don't know if they're going to be able to trigger it in, but... Nope. Just kidding. There it goes. Just for a second there was that little glimmer of hope. And it's gone. .22 range, 5 minute and tick on the NQ. Nice. I bet the range chart's awesome right now with all this volatility. Plenty of candles to choose from, that's for sure. Sellers still staying pinned down to the bottom here. See if they can get something a little bit halfway decent going one way or another. Breaking down. Sellers want to see this really kind of continue through this, and bulls are starting to get stuck. They're thinking like, man alive, I'm trying to buy into this zone, buying into the bottom of it, buying more into the bottom of it. It's just not bouncing. Eventually, they're going to start giving up. I don't think they're going to hold on much longer at this rate. Getting a little bit of a pop up there and then jumping back down. Nice continuation back up. Sellers will be looking above that previous bear bar's high as a potential area of resistance, but it's getting a little too close to the end of this bar, which means that it's going to close potentially pretty strong. I mean, I'm not about to short a candle that looks like that. Buyers will potentially even buy that because the risk is underneath that bar. If that bar fails, then it's game over. But the target's back up to the highs. The risk reward's really good. That is not what bulls wanted to see. Bad follow through. They're trying to get it to go back up again. Like, oh crap. wait a minute. Might be another, well, I mean, bulls got it back up above, and now they're holding it. If it pulls back, they're not going to accept it if it comes back to break even, but that means basically it should keep going from here. The problem is it's a V bottom. These are either get in or, well, you might miss it. Nice strong move so far. This might just be a final pop. And then we see it rotate all the way back down again. But if the bulls can put some oomph behind this, we might be able to see them push back up. This is a heavy bear bar they're trying to put in, though. Okay, they got rid of it a little bit. See if the bulls can get just a little bit more. Looking for a long for a continuation pop on this. I like that move. Now I just got to see them stick the landing. I'm going to add another one on this. I don't think they're going to stick around here very long at this rate. Bulls are really, really pushing higher. Next objective area, realistically, if they can start breaking back above the 61s, 62s, that's a big zone of interest. So the first target's out, just as a scalp to see if they, if they're going to pull back, then fine, but got a break-even pullback and a trap below the previous bull bar. I want to see the bulls come back in. There's 300 ticks left on this candle, so if the bear pressure starts stepping back up, this might end up being a bear bar. I'm out. Yeah, did you see him pressure it? Now, I'm kind of in hopes that this ends up being a washout that I can buy into again. It didn't fall as far as I wanted it to, that's for sure. Oy. Okay, well it did, but in about a nanosecond. I am unfortunately a human. I cannot respond that fast. Ooh, bear's trying to rotate back over. We're kind of holding this underside. Remember this previous zone of support. We're now kind of back again. Market's kind of asking the question if the bulls still want it or not. Sellers getting some downward pressure again. That's a nice string of bear bars back to back to back like that. Good Lord. Jeez. My son's carrying an umbrella through the hallway. It's working well. Open. Yeah, open. How else would you keep an umbrella? Bears might be looking for another press down. That's a nice resistance zone off of the bottom of that. Kind of a retest. Need a little bit more from the sellers, though, if they're going to take this. We're holding the underside well. It's got a really nice zone of resistance. We've just got to kind of break back down again. The bulls were a bit strong here, so we got to invalidate them a little bit. Bears are trying. That wasn't enough. They got to roll back over again. Now they've got enough. Nice little potential push. Looking for sellers to want to drive back down towards likely the 30s, if not potentially a little further. Having a hard time, though. I'm going to duck out of a few of them. This pop is either a reversal or a trap. And I don't want to carry it in if it's a reversal, because those types of reversals with that type of bull bar on the bottom can be vicious. Give me a weak bull bar or something like that, fine. But this is a second long off the lows. Okay. Now I'll re-short again. I don't mind going short again now that we've got a bit more confirmation. That's another really strong bull bar, though. Ugh. I still like the short, but they're forcing me to stay in really low, so I've got to see them drop it. Of course. Okay. All right, I'm out of that one. That was basically break even between all of that. Thanks for the whippy dip. Nice bear bar to the downside, but again, forcing sellers to sell low. It either goes quick or nobody hangs out. Ooh, really nice bear bar to the downside and a good bear continuation. I'm going to look for a short on this retest. I don't think it's going to stick around very long if it's going to keep going back down. See if we can get that push back down again. They're trying. Break below the lows. There's the first target. Now they got to keep going. Got to shove through the lows, and if they can't finish the job, it's going to be a little bit of a problem. Come on, bears. All right, well, stops at break even. I'm not willing to let this turn into a loss anymore. But there's still a really good chance that this starts to get going a little bit further, a little bit faster. All right, taken out. Well, don't say I didn't try, you know? It's like it knows. He's trying to get a runner? No. Not on my watch. We had all of our fun with runners yesterday. I guess we don't get that today. Nice bull pop off the bottom. Got 12 minutes until 4 o'clock going into the end of the day. bulls are really trying to get this reversal going up. The issue for the sellers is that they may have overextended down a bit. Big bull bar. No follow through. Man, talk about getting stuck here, huh? Okay, there we go. Now it's loosened up a little bit. That was a big, strong bull rally to the upside. Whoa. All right, well, that's obviously 350. You can always tell when 350 hits. Bulls are showing some really good strength here. We're coming back to the underside of that previous area of resistance. Well, support, then resistance, now resistance again. Still grinding its way back up towards the highs. Now we've got a big new low and now a big new high. This thing has taken out basically everyone, so kind of clean slate. Either it falls back down to a new low and we just keep this train going, or we see a higher low and a reversal back up. End of day pop maybe towards the highs. Strong bear bar down, and bulls are trying to follow it back up again. A halfway decent bull bar may find some continuation. I like that for a long to see if they can get some continuation in this move for a pulse higher. Looking for a break back up towards the 12,070s. Not really getting that break. I'll reduce a little bit. I still think they have a shot, though. It's the end of the day, and this volatility, I think, is just trying to mess with people. Looking for that break higher. Give me that pop. First target off at those highs. Ooh, really nice jump to the upside, and there's a secondary target off. So I reduced one just in case, right? Just in case, but it was still looking pretty good. Wanted to see how that closed. Closed as a doji. No reason to exit anything else. Whoa. Hello, gigantic wick. Bulls trying to hold that support zone again. Bulls need to show up to the party sooner than later here. This resistance might just take over. Okay, bulls pushing back up towards the highs. Nice bull bar that kicked that move off, too. Seems like buyers might be gearing up for a breakout. There's a lot of pent-up energy going on here. That's a big bear trap, too. Whoa. I'm going to look for a long on this for a continuation breakout towards the highs. I think a lot of shorts are potentially trapped, and if this presses too much further, they're going to give up the ghost real quick. And if they don't, then I'm not going to have to hold on to it very long. All right, bull bar back up, but kind of weak. Doesn't really prove a whole lot. I need more than this. I don't mind re-adding if it gives me a reason to, but I've got to see it go sooner than later. All right, we're not getting it. I'll give it a shot in a little bit. See if they want to get the breakout going after this whippy. A lot of shorts might be trying to get out of break even too if they shorted below that bear bar. And a pop back up is not going to be good for them. Yeah, big heavy bear bar down. Sellers are trying to put on the pressure back lower. All right, yet another lower high and another strong bear bar off the top. Bears are trying to get this to go lower. Bulls are trying to get it to go higher, and both sides trapping each other. Bears are getting trapped a little bit again. There's a lot of resistance up here in the 65s. Everyone's just kind of watching this area like, what's going to happen? Bears are trying to get a breakdown. Strong bear bar, but right at the bottom. That's a nice jump to the upside. I'm going to look to buy into that for a continuation move to the highs. I love that pop. Looking for a jump back up towards the 70s, potentially a little bit further. This is the first target area for sure. Wow, okay. I'm glad I hit the ask when I did. Jeez. All right, getting a little bit jumpy. I'm going to reduce one at break even to bring down the risk. We just jerked all the way back down. Buyers are jumping out here, and so will I. I'll look to see if they can get another trap. A strong bull bar closing on its highs is basically going to be a stuff the bid kind of situation. That's not really it. It's not really it yet. Got 2.5 minutes to try to make a choice. Big bear bar down. There isn't a buyer in the world that's going to stick around into the end of the day with a big heavy bear bar. Nah. I mean, it's all right, but... Two minutes. This is when things get real fun. Still watching this area to see if they can make up a decision on which way they want to go. It's a nice bullish attempt. It's been a lot of nice bearish attempts. It's just been whips all over the place. Okay, big pop higher. Can they stick the landing? Okay, they do. All right, I'll look to buy into the pullback for a quick pop above the highs. Nice quick jolt. See if there's a little more continuation for a squeeze into the end of the day. End of the day squeeze. All right, out. I was looking for a little bit more of a squeeze than that, but nice jump. They have 1 minute left. And the volatility goes crazy. Well, I'll let the last minute go by, but that's going to do it for me. Pretty good day overall. Lots of, oh, geez, look at that thing. A lot of volatility. Just be careful out there. The next couple days are going to be wild. We've got all the election stuff. There's, I mean, you know what's going on. It's a mess. Just play it safe. Keep your risk under control. Make sure that everything is safe so that, you know, you're not caught on the wrong end of things holding a bag of something you don't want to be holding on to. But that's going to do it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you had a great day of trading, and we will see you all tomorrow, right? Have a good one. We'll talk to y'all later. Thanks.